All right, I just did this TBR and it took me way too long, so I'm doing another attempt at it so that we can just zip through it. I hope you're having a good summer or the start of a summer. Let me know what's on your TBR, and maybe I'll switch some of these. If you're a mood reader like me, things can always change. So let me talk about some of the things that I would like to read and are the big focus of the next 8 weeks now, or 12 weeks ish. I have 12 books here. I probably won't finish half of them by the end of summer. And that's fine. So really, I'm targeting towards like the middle October or something to read these 12 books. Now, I'm reading two books at the same time right now. Both of these series are a couple of my favorites. There have been things that I have found slight missteps in both, but I would still rank them just as high as, one of them for sure is Malazan. I'm rereading Midnight Tides. I started that again yesterday. I just am so blown away by this author. I wanted to do a better video of it. I think I will, of what hit me in the start of this, but I don't want to do like a million videos to flood your feeds on one book like I used to. But so great, and so looking forward to rereading that. And I finally got a resolution that I've been so looking for in The Dark Tower with Wizard and Glass, and so both of these are just hitting so well, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited for both. When I read The Gunslinger, I thought this might be one of my favorite series ever. I really liked The Gunslinger and The Drawing of the Three, and even Wastelands, even though that ending really kind of like was a kick in the crotch. But now that I've picked up the next one, it's like, here we go again. And one of the characters, I might say, has an amazing moment that just makes me like that character even more in the resolution that I was hoping for from book 3. Okay, let's keep going. So I'm already talking too long. I don't want to make this a long thing. I desperately want to keep going in the Elric saga. These are short. I have the first 6 in mind, but I at least want to get the next one in because I found that world so rich and wonderful, and it's not long, so I can zip these in. I want to get some more comedy in. I need to do the next in the City Watch series with in Terry Brooks's Discworld, the City Watch kind of arc or whatever you would call it. I loved Guards. Didn't love Mort, but Guards, the humor just landed for me. I hear that that's maybe a high point in not just Discworld, but also in the arc. But I'm willing to keep going with some more, and I'm so looking forward to this. Also been so pleasantly surprised with the Star Wars EU, which I am new to. We'll continue with some of that. I'm sure I'll grab another one. This is the last of the Thrawn trilogy, which I've read the first 2, enjoyed both of them, and really need to finish that this summer and then get to some of this other stuff. I would really like to get more Philip K. Dick. I don't know if I'm going to do a Scanner Darkly or maybe something like... there's a million things we could do. I don't know. Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? The one, there's one about like dollhouses and stuff. Or maybe a couple of these super weird ones. So anyway, I have Philip K. Dick that I would like to throw one of those in. I wasn't sure what to do for this next one, but I have this as a placeholder. Isaac Asimov. Not that it has to be him, but I want to read more short stories because I like short stories, and I've been writing and thinking of chapters and stories as short stories has just helped me. So I've been trying to read more short stories, and there's great ones. I'll pepper in some Ray Bradbury or Jack Vance is another one. There's even, there's other ones from. I have these sci-fi compilations of all these different great authors, even like some Western ones. I want to get some more short stories in, and I wish more authors would be uh, open to small, mid kind of novellas and short stories in between. Even though a lot of people don't grab short story collections, I do. I like them a lot. Uh, I almost took back the Devils. Uh, I almost just canceled my reservation or the pre-order on Amazon, thinking, yeah, I'll just get it when it's cheaper or something. And then it came, and I never sent it back. And it was just always there, and I thought everyone's given so much praise to it. I do really want to read it, so that'll be another one. Now these last four, I do want to continue with Thomas Covenant. I'm just not sure when yet, because if I want to continue with him, I want to do it right, and I want to get that whole trilogy. The names started to kind of mix together. That was one thing where the strength of the book wasn't necessarily in all the cast, in my opinion, but in the way they were responding to him, and it was deeply philosophical in some ways. And I've already kind of forgotten who's who, even though it wasn't that long ago. But if this is going to be a little bit of a standalone where we're still just following him and now it's just a new group, or if the book does a good job kind of reintroducing stuff, then I'll be more willing to get back to it. But I want to get to that. I want to get to maybe a Margaret Weiss and Terry Hickman and Margaret Weiss. There's a sci-fi trilogy. I think I'd like to get to her. Anyway, also another thing I could throw on the list is I'd like to keep going in Red Rising before that last book comes out, and The Expanse, I just didn't want to take the second book out of that thing, but that would also be in my TBR if I had enough time. But some of those might have to wait while I do some of these other things. The next one, I do desperately need to finish or go to this one before the last book in the series, or what I assume is the last book in the series. I need a hardcover that matches these other ones, but they're like sold out online, so I don't know where to get the hardcover that matches these, which is really frustrating. So hopefully he comes out with those prints, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Last two, I do need to get more Guy Gavriel Kay in. I do want to read all of his books over the next 2 or 3 years, I think. And I don't know if it will be Tigana next, or this one, or maybe like some of his more obscure ones, like the Fionavar or whatever, Tapestry. I don't know if it's obscure, but those are like his first ones. Maybe the ones that take place in like China, or the China parallel. Definitely more of that. I do want to finish Philip K. Dick's trilogy. I really found the second one to legitimately be quite exceptional and interesting and fun, and I'd like to finish that. I know I've just put that off, but yeah. There's another one. This is the one where I am most looking forward to the sequel. And so I think I'm going to reread the first one, because I like to reread books. And of all the books that I'm most looking forward to, it is the sequel of The Will of the Many, one of my favorite books of all time. I really love it. One of my favorite books, for sure, of the last few years. And I could just recommend it to so many people. And what other books are you reading? And maybe I'll bump it on my list. And what does your TBR look like? Is it filled with sci-fi or fantasy, or one series, or one book that you're just going to chew on for a while? Or are you taking a break and you're just going to enjoy the sunshine without reading books? So let me know, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye. If I can find out. There you go. Bye.